It's time now to review headlines on today's newspapers with Ombudsman of This Day and Arise Media Group. This Day Newspapers Limited Group's Executive Director Kaede Komolafe, a.k.a. Mr. KK. Good morning.
Good morning, Kachi.
Good morning.
Good morning,
Good
Oji.
morning.
Good morning, Mr.
And good
KK.
morning, Steve.
How are you feeling?
I'm pleased to be here.
It's been a very active election morning.
Good morning, yes.
Right?
Should I say congratulations are in order for you as well? I know you don't belong to any party.
The last time I checked that, I'm not a registered member of ABGA.
I have highlighted that.
Neither do I have a vote in the Anambra election.
But now,
All right,
the
good
governor
news.
has emerged
It's good news.
winner.
Okay, so
Landslide victory, by the way.
Yes, it is. KK is an extended version of the morning show on Sunday. As you know, I mean, it's something that we expect any major election day. You know, so an extra 1 hour to look at what is happening in Anambra and then look at what is happening all over. But on any election day, as of course you will know, the headlines sometimes won't reflect what will have transpired. And of course, what we have now is that Soludo is not just leading, he's been declared the winner. But of course, your analysis will come given the fact that at least a paper like This Day and a few other ones were able to project correctly how the election would turn out. So what This Day had before the REC announced the result was that Anambra governorship election, Soludo leads. The riders speak to everything we've been discussing for nearly 2.5 hours this morning. Insist he will win, even opponents buy votes at 100,000 naira each. Obi, Ukachukwu, Mohalu, others condemn vote buying, which is an important thing to do. Bianca Odumegwu hails peaceful, hitch-free poll. Obi, Mohalu lose polling units to APC and ABGA. That's how the riders capture the fact that as at the time the paper went to bed, Governor Soludo was leading. But of course, when we woke up this morning and we were here, he has firmly won his re-election. We go to the story on top of that one, outside of what is happening in Anambra. Tackle worsening insecurity with urgency. Diplomatic tact before Trump acts. A diplomatic tact before Trump acts, Adeboye tells Tinubu, which is an important thing that has been going around what Adeboye has been saying. And a few other papers like The Independent led with it. And he's saying that Russia or China can't save Nigeria if US strikes. That's Adeboye speaking. I was hoping that maybe there will be a spiritual connect that could at least save Nigeria if there's no... if China or Russia can save us. But the respected cleric is saying that, no, you have to be diplomatic and tactful in dealing with Trump. Don't test Trump's resolve. U.S. lawmaker warns federal government. That's on page 5 of today's paper. On top of the masthead, very quickly, Access Holdings, 4 other tier 1 banks' interest income jumps 27% in quarter 3. To 11.15 trillion naira. That's a huge sum, nominal figure, but huge sum nevertheless. And then last but not the least, on the window, Komolafe NUPRC exceeded revenue targets by 18.3% in 2022, 14.6% in 2023, and guess what? 84.2% in 2024. Up is looking, and that's not bad for an economy that is on its way to recovery. Those are the cover stories. It's about Soludo. It's also about what General Overseer Adeboye is saying by way of counsel to President Bola Tinubu. He says, tell him to give you 90 days to deal with the situation. Don't think that you can rely on China or Russia to deal with this situation. KK.
Yeah, I think congratulations will be in order to Governor Soludo. At least INEC has declared him as the winner of the election.
Yes.
But then the context of the election is also worthy of reflection. The first thing, you should have been on a positive note, apart from the fact that it's good news to Governor Soludo and his party that INEC has declared him as the winner of the election. But it's also good news, it's positive for Anambra State in the sense that the report, on the average, is that it was a peaceful election. And that was right. When you put that against the background of the fears, expressed before the election, especially because of the security situation in Anambra. Because if you look back, 4 years ago, when Governor Soludo was contesting the election, for his first time, the situation of security in Anambra State, like in most of, especially all the southeastern states in particular, people, when you analyze, when you draw the security map of Nigeria, there's a peculiar characterization of the security in the southeast states. So within that peculiarity, you had it. Now, the governor, if you remember, actually campaigned on the platform of security. Security was a major program, and that he campaigned on, and he was making the point that it was possible for all candidates to have their campaigns in every part of the state, which was quite significant. Including himself, that he was able to, reach, and the state was safe enough for everybody to contest. And yesterday, when we had the election, on the average, from the account of the CP of Anambra State, Commissioner of Police Shogunle, the report he also gave the person who is in position to give that report was that it was a peaceful election. So I say, to that extent, congratulations to the people of Anambra State that you had the election. The other point to make is that it is significant that election is won by ABGA, and which is a party, which that now has the control of only one state, and ABGA has been in control of that state in the last 20 years, So I think it is healthy, for multi-party democracy, for pluralism, that you find that ABGA is still in control of that state. Governor Soludo has not, for the fact that I say that his party is, if you like, is in charge of only one state. Then to embark on a defection, to the ruling party, that is number one. Because don't forget the emergence of ABGA, 20-something years ago, was something very symbolic, because it was a party which was inspired, by the late Odumeke Ojukwu, so that it's still, a political legacy, that is still preserved in Anambra State. I think it is healthy. Besides, is the point that people should also pay a greater attention to what Soludo is doing in Anambra State, because perhaps in a way, it's one governor who is actually relating governance, performing in his office, to a certain ideology, and he says that the ideology is progressivism. That what should a progressive government do? Don't forget the full name of the party is All Progressives Grand Alliance. So the operative word there is progressive. So it's trying to say that there's a distinction, and that is the way it is all over the world. If you say you have a progressive government in power, there are certain expectations in terms of policy choices, which would distinguish that party from a party that says that it is conservative. For instance, that you can actually demonstrate progressive governance, and not merely proclaiming it, as an ideological slogan, but actually reflecting it in what it is. So I think it is important that you are having a progressive, you have a progressive governance established in Anambra State. So one wish, that should continue, Of course.
And it also punctures the argument of one-party states, too.
That is why I said that. I mean, it's healthy exactly.
Yeah.
That, so if you are having this, that's why I said that I always refer to it as a bogey. That when you talk of a one-party state in Nigeria, it's bogey because you cannot have a one-party state unless it is written into the law. One-party state cannot become legitimate unless you change the law.
Absolutely.
But in a country where you have 18 registered political parties and you have applications still, dozens of applications being considered by INEC to come into the political landscape, So to me, it's mere bugbear. It's a mere bugbear to be talking of one party state. So I think I agree with you, Steve, that what has happened in Anambra is a demonstration of the fact that Nigeria, there is no fear of, the fear of one party state emerging in Nigeria that is misplaced. Rather, what is the challenge to politicians, to pay attention to party organization, to develop the political capacity, and also to be ideologically focused, and more important, that if they have the opportunity of getting into power to actually render good governance, in the interest of the people and improve on the condition level of the people. So I think
we actually saw how it should be played in Bianca Ojukwu, who's a serving minister in an APC government, but she went back home to campaign for the governor, given the fact that her husband,
because she is of the Abga family.
Absolutely.
Yes,
absolutely.
So that again,
and there ought not to be any conflict.
That is quite also commendable.
Yes.
So I think what is emerging in Anambra State, is something that is people should watch. It's very, very interesting, and I think
and commend.
Should continue, and that is without prejudice to the fact that if there are differences of opinion, about the outcome of the election, just in the same spirit in which the election has been conducted peacefully. I think that if there is any dispute, it should also be resolved peacefully, and that is by taking the legal process. So all in all, I think it is congratulations to the people of Anambra. And quickly,
the council from Gio Adeboye is
very important.
It's a very important subject.
I watched the program live. It was Friday night.
Yes.
The message is that the government should act diplomatically. The government should act quickly, swiftly, and also should act wisely.
All right. All right, we don't have time to add our contributions to this segment, but
on that very important subject matter of the advice to the president, from Adeboye. Just in 1 minute, KK, please.
Yes, I think it is one piece of advice that the government should take seriously. That should not be ignored because it was well made.
Absolutely.
And put that the government should act diplomatically. That should act swiftly and should act wisely. And he explained this.
Yes.
And the one other interesting thing, if you permit, just a second, that saying that the debate about whether how we respond to the threat by President Trump.
Yes.
Pastor Adeboye said that as an applied mathematician that he so he reminded his congregation. By the way, he said he was addressing his congregation that he was not not talking to the whole nation because according to him, he is a man under the authority.
And that's
that the position of Christians on this matter should come from the Christian Association of Nigeria.
Okay.
And that is not usurping that power. So
I like that he said that.
Yes.
I like that he said that.
He's addressing his congregation.
Yeah.
Now he said that this is very interesting. He said that given his background in physical science, in the physical sciences, as an applied mathematician, that what Nigeria should reflect upon is what we call one of the Newton's laws of motion.
Newton.
Okay.
And that is the law of inertia.
All right.
Okay.
Yes.
I mean, we got to wrap it up.
Sorry,
So if we
because
could
the
just,
producers
yes,
are telling us that we have to wrap up.
We have to wrap it
I don't know
up.
if we can pull up this day style. If we can't, it's a picture of Fashion Week
Exactly.
as well. But in any
That's
case,
what
at
it
the end of
is.
the day, I think my heart goes out to the councillor who died during the election with, thugs. Soludo has confirmed his death. May his soul rest in perfect peace, really. We don't need such violence during election season.
It's incredibly heartbreaking to see that.
Yes.
But again, thank you, Mr. KK, for your thoughts and for your time on the morning show this morning.